Hello, welcome to 4Pi Academy. This is Milind Patwardhan and this is our third lecture on quantum mechanics. In this third lecture, we are going to discuss problems on wave function in position and momentum representation, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and problem on Heisenberg's uncertainty principle.
So, expectation values. Now, the expectation value of any physical quantity can be written like this. That is, expectation value of A is equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star A cap psi dx divided by integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star psi dx. Now, this integral can be interpreted as the average value of A that we would expect to obtain from a large number of measurements. This is the meaning of this expectation value. So in expectation value is the average value, and in quantum mechanics it is known as the expectation value. So for example, the expectation value of the radius of the electron in the ground state of hydrogen atom is the average value we expect to obtain by making the measurements for large number of hydrogen atoms. So this A is any physical quantity, whereas this A cap is the operator. For example, this X is the position and this X cap is the position operator. Px is the momentum and Px cap, which is h cross upon I del del x, is the momentum operator. E is the energy and E cap is equal to minus h cross square upon twice m del 2 by del x square is the energy operator, because we know that energy can be expressed in quantum mechanics as p square upon twice m. So expectation value of energy will be equal to expectation value of p square upon twice m. So to give an example about the expectation value, so here I replace this A by E. So expectation value of E is equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star E cap psi dx divided by integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star psi dx. Then you know that if the wave function psi is a normalized wave function, then the integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star psi dx is equal to 1. And hence we can write for the expectation value of energy as integration from minus infinity to infinity. This is psi star. We put here the energy operator, which is E cap, that is minus h cross square upon twice m del 2 by del x square over psi dx. So this is how we can express the expectation value of energy. In a similar way, we can express the expectation value of position and momentum.
So let us look at the formulas about the wave function representation in coordinate and momentum. That if you have given the wave function psi, then from the wave function psi you can calculate the expectation value of position and the expectation value of momentum from the wave function psi. The operator x, that is represented as x cap, which is and the value of it is x, while the momentum operator is represented by a cap over it, so it is represented as px cap, which is equal to h cross upon I del del x. There is another way of writing this momentum operator, that is if we divide this, if we multiply this equation by I and divide this by I, then it will be I into h cross upon I into del del x. So this will be I h cross, and I into I is I square, which is equal to minus 1, and therefore this operator is also represented by this method, that is minus I h cross del del x. So in some problems you will find that the momentum operator px cap is represented by this way, that is minus I h cross del del x, or it is represented by h cross upon I del del x. So this is the way that we represent the position operator and the momentum operator. Now the expectation value is the mean value of position coordinate or momentum coordinate, and it is represented in this notation. So expectation value of x is actually an integration from minus infinity to infinity, then psi star, that is complex conjugate of the wave function, then our position coordinate operator, that is x cap over psi dx, divided by integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star psi dx. So this is the method of writing the expectation value, and here this x is the position operator. Similarly, we can write for the momentum operator. We can write for the expectation value of momentum as expectation value of px can be written as integration from minus infinity to infinity, then psi star, here this is px cap psi, divided by integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star psi dx. Yes, there is dx over here. So here we put the momentum operator, which is h cross upon I del del x. Now this position operator, it doesn't much affect or it doesn't operate on the wave function psi actually, and therefore we can write this as x into psi star psi. So psi star psi, you know that it is written as mod of psi square over dx, or while we cannot do this for the momentum operator, because our momentum operator is h cross upon I del del x. So this we cannot write this separately and write it as h cross upon I del del x into mod of psi square dx. But here the operator is del del x, so the practice of writing this is psi star, then del del x operated over this psi. So here this is the operator which is del del x, which is operating over the wave function which is psi. Then here, if the wave function is a normalized wave function, if our wave function psi is a normalized wave function, then the value of this integral, that is integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star psi dx, it is always equal to 1, and therefore we can write for simplicity that our expectation value of x is equal to minus infinity to infinity psi star x psi dx, and the expectation value of momentum as px is equal to minus infinity to infinity psi star h cross upon I del del x psi dx. Of course this is for one dimension. For 2 dimension and 3 dimension it is different. Then there is another method of writing this expectation value in a notation known as a bracket notation, like this. So this is the bracket notation for the expectation value of position and momentum coordinate. Again, this is the simplified version, because if the wave function is normalized, then the value of this is equal to 1. Okay, now let us look at some of the problems which are commonly asked in the examination. So we discussed the first problem, that is calculate the expectation value of p and p square for the wave function which is psi of x is equal to root 2 by L sine pi x by L in a given region where x lies between that of 0 to L. So this is a one-dimensional box, and the wave function psi is equal to 0 for mod of x which is greater than L. So here the wave function is 0 outside the box. So first we calculate the value of expectation value of momentum. So we know the formula for expectation value of momentum as expectation value of P is equal to integral of psi star, where psi star P cap psi dx, where this P cap is the momentum operator which is h cross upon I del del x. So this expectation value of P is equal to integral psi star h cross upon I del del x over psi operated over psi dx. Now here the limits of integration will change from 0 to L. So our integration from 0 to L, then here we put the value of psi star. So as there is no complex term involved, so the complex conjugate is again this root 2 by L sin pi x by L into this h cross upon I, then del del x, then I put the value of psi as root 2 by L sin pi x by L over dx. Now since this h cross upon I is constant, and again this root 2 by L and root 2 by L is constant, so root 2 by L into root 2 by L, that is 2 by L into h cross upon I, that can be taken outside the integration, then it will be 0 to L sin pi x by L into cos pi x by L. Now why it is cos pi x by L? Because this del del x is operated over this sin pi x by L. So when we operate this operator on this sin pi x by L, we get the value as cos pi x by L into pi by L over dx. Again this pi by L is constant, so it can be taken outside the integration, so it will be 2 by L into h cross upon I into pi by L into integration from 0 to L sin pi x by L into cos pi x by L over dx. Now you know the trigonometric relation that sin 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta cos theta. So I bring in this 2 inside the integral, so it will be h cross pi upon I L square integration from 0 to L 2 times sin pi x by L into cos pi x by L dx. So this form is similar to this one, and therefore the value of this trigonometric relation, which is will be equal to sine of 2 times pi x by L over dx. We know the value of this integral, so it is now simple. It is now h cross pi upon IL square in bracket. If we solve this, we get integration of sine 2 pi x by L is cos 2 pi x by L divided by 2 pi by L, and the limits of integration will vary from 0 to L. So this is equal to h cross pi upon IL square. Now in bracket, if we put the first limit, then this L will go off, we remain with cos 2 pi, then minus we put the second limit which is 0, so it will be cos of 0, and so cos 2 pi is equal to 1. We know that value of cos 2 pi is 1, and cos 0 is also equal to 1. So this will be equal to h cross pi upon IL square. In bracket we remain with 1 minus 1, so this term will be 0, and therefore we get the answer as 0. So the expectation value of momentum is 0. Then next we need to find out the expectation value of P square. So here we have defined what is mean by the momentum operator. Momentum operator Px cap is equal to h cross upon I del del x. This is our momentum operator. So Px square cap will be equal to square of this, that is I, h cross square upon I square, but I square is equal to minus 1, so this will be minus h cross square del 2 by del x square. So this is my operator, which is Px square. So here this will be so the equation will be integration of psi star. Here this is P cap square psi dx. So my P cap square is minus integral psi star h cross square, and the operator is del 2 by del x square over psi dx. Now since this h cross square is constant, and let us substitute here the value of psi star. So now the limits of integration varies from 0 to L for our problem, because it is a one-dimensional problem, into this is 2 by L raised to half, or it is root 2 by L sine pi x by L into h cross square del 2 by del x square, and again this is my wave function, which is root 2 by L or 2 by L raised to half sine pi x by L over dx. So again this 2 by L raised to half into 2 by L raised to half, that will be equal to 2 by L. It is constant, so it is taken outside the integration. This h cross is constant, it is also taken outside the integration. So it is 2 h cross square by L integration from 0 to L sine pi x by L into sine pi x by L into, because this is del 2 by del x square. So first, when we first operate this del x on this sine pi x by L, it gives us cos pi x by L into pi by L. Then again when we operate it by del x, then we get the derivative of cos pi x by L as sine pi x by L into pi by L, and therefore we get this term as sine pi x by L into pi by L square over dx. Again this is constant, so it is taken outside the integration, and then we remain with the integration, which is 0 to L sine square of pi x by L over dx. So this is the constant, and we can solve this integration simply by using the formula, that is 1 minus cos, that is sine square of x can be replaced by 1 minus cos 2x by 2. So here our integration becomes integration from 0 to L 1 minus cos 2 pi x by L whole thing divided by 2 over dx. Again this 2 is constant, so it is taken outside the integration. So this 2 and this 2 goes off, then we remain with this constant multiplied by then we solve the integration of this term. So integration of 1 is x, integration of this is sine 2 pi x by L divided by 2 pi by L, and the limits of integration will vary from 0 to L. So here if we substitute the first limit, then it will be L minus, if we substitute so it will be L minus sine 2 pi by L. Here we put L, x is equal to L, so this LL goes off, it will be sine 2 pi, so that will be 0. And when we substitute the second limit, then here this, by substituting second limit, we get x as 0, sine 0 is 0. So we remain only with the value of L. So this constant multiplied by L, so this LL goes off, and we get the value as h cross square pi square divided by L square. So this is the expectation value of p square, which is h cross square pi square by L square. Then again a very simple problem. Here the wave function of a particle is given as psi is equal to root 3 of x, root 3x, defined in the interval where x lies between that of 0 to 1, otherwise it is 0. So you have given the problem that calculate the expectation value of position. So since these type of problems can be solved very easily in 2-3 steps, so there might be chances of asking such type of problems in the examination. So the expectation value of x is integration from 0 to 1, because this is the limit of our region in which the wave function psi is defined. So it is from 0 to 1. Then since it is a position operator, so I can take it aside. So x into mod of psi square dx, where this mod of psi square is, you know that it is the product of wave function with its complex conjugate. So it is integration from 0 to 1 x, squaring this we get 3 into x square dx. So this becomes a very simple integration, that is 0 to 1 3 times x cube dx. Solving this we get 3 times x raised to 4 by 4. Limits will be from 0 to 1. We put the upper limit, that is so it is here we put 1, and therefore we get the final answer as 3 by 4. So this is the simple problem. Then next problem, usually this type of problem is also asked in examination. For a Gaussian wave packet, the wave function psi of x is equal to a into exponential of minus x square by a square. So Gaussian wave packet, if the Gaussian wave packet is given, then this is the form of the wave function. Always this is the form of the wave function, and therefore we need to make use of the standard integral for such type of problems, and therefore this is one of the kind of a favorite problem for the examiners, which is usually asked in the examination. So for a Gaussian wave packet where the wave function psi of x is equal to a into exponential of minus x square by a square, you have been asked to calculate the expectation value of momentum operator only. So again, this is a simple problem, and since the answer can be obtained in 2-3 steps, and therefore there might be the chances of such type of problems in the examination. So let us find the solution. Expectation value of this px can be written as integration from minus infinity to infinity, as the limits are not given. Then our wave function psi star, that is a into e raised to power minus x square by a square into momentum operator, which is minus I h cross del del x, or you can take it as h cross upon I del del x. It doesn't matter, it is one and the same thing. So now for this problem I demonstrate it by using minus I h cross del del x. So here our momentum operator is minus I h cross del del x, then again wave function, which is a into e raised to power minus x square by a square over dx. So this a into a, that is a square, taken outside the integration, then integration from minus infinity to infinity, then this is minus I h cross into e raised to power minus x square by a square into again e raised to power minus x square by a square. Okay, so here this del del x is the operator which is operated over the wave function, which is e raised to power minus x square by a square. So again, when you differentiate it, you get the same value, that is e raised to power minus x square by a square multiplied by derivative of this, which is minus 2x upon a square. So now this minus 2 by a square and this minus I h cross, they are constants, so they can be taken outside the integration. I kept this I h cross inside the bracket in order to simplify this equation, because here this minus minus sign it becomes plus, so I can now take it as 2 I h cross upon a square outside the integration. So now this is 2 I h cross upon a square into capital A square, integration from minus infinity to infinity, and here I remain with this x. So this is x into e raised to power, this is 2 times x square upon a square over dx. Now you know how to solve this type of integration. If the form of the integration is from minus infinity to infinity, e raised to power minus lambda x square dx, then this is the standard integral, and the value of this standard integral is root of pi by lambda, where this lambda is the coefficient. But this integral is true for the even function. If the function is a even function, if the integrand is even, while here the function is an odd function, and therefore the integrand of odd function is 0, since the integrand of odd function is 0, and therefore the value of this integration is 0, and hence the expectation value of this px is equal to 0. So this is very simple problem. Then next is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. The statement of this Heisenberg's uncertainty principle says that it is not possible to know simultaneously and accurately both the position and momentum of a microscopic particle. So if delta x is the uncertainty in the position when momentum is measured accurately, and delta px is the uncertainty in momentum when the position is measured accurately, then according to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, the product of uncertainties is of the order of Planck's constant. Thus we can write this equation in terms of an inequality, that is the delta x multiplied by delta px is always greater than equal to h, where h is Planck's constant and its value is 6.63 into 10 raised to power minus 34 joule second. More accurately, we can write it as delta x into delta px is greater than equal to h cross by 2 or delta x into delta px is greater than equal to h upon 4 pi. Then Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, the pair of variables which are related by the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, such as delta x into delta px, such pair of variables, they are known as canonically conjugate variables, and the pair of variables which are related by this principle, they are also called as canonically conjugate variables, other variables like that. So Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is applied to the pair of variables like energy and time also. For example, here the kinetic energy can be written as half mv square. So in order to find the uncertainty in energy, let us differentiate this. So we get differentiating this, we get delta E is the uncertainty in energy, which is equal to half of m into 2v delta v. So this delta E is equal to this is v, this 2 gets cancelled into m into delta v. So this is delta E is equal to v into delta p, because m into delta v, that is uncertainty in velocity, multiplied by mass is the uncertainty in momentum. Then this velocity can be written as the rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So we can write the uncertainty in energy as delta x upon delta t into delta p. So this product delta x into delta p is equal to the product delta E into delta t, and since delta x into delta px is greater than equal to h or h cross by 2, therefore this product, that is delta E into delta t, is also greater than equal to h or h cross by 2. So the pair of variables like energy and time, they are also related by the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So based on this formula, that is either delta x into delta px greater than equal to h cross or h cross by 2 and delta E into delta t greater than equal to h cross or h cross by 2, the problems are asked in examination. Let us look at one problem on Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, that calculate the momentum uncertainty of a particle in a one-dimensional box of length L in n is equal to 1 state. So you know that for a particle in a one-dimensional box, the wave function psi is of the form. Now you will get to know the practice of this wave function psi once you solve number of problems you will encounter with this wave function, and you will have a usual practice of writing this wave function for the particle in a one-dimensional box. The wave function for particle in a one-dimensional box is psi is equal to root 2 by L. It is actually sine n pi x by L, n pi x by L, where this n can take values like 1, 2, 3 and so on. So here you have given that it is in n is equal to 1 state. So for n is equal to 1, the wave function psi will be, so for n is equal to 1, this wave function psi, it will be only root 2 by L sine pi x by L. So this is for n is equal to 1 state. Okay. So now let us find the uncertainty in momentum. So uncertainty in momentum is delta p, which is also written as expectation value of p square minus expectation value of p whole square raised to half. So we know that the wave function for a particle in one-dimensional box of length L is this, yes, which I already demonstrated. So the wave function psi is root 2 by L sine pi x by L. Now for this wave function, we have already solved the expectation value of momentum as 0 in the first problem. Here in the first problem, if you look at this wave function, it is root 2 by L sine pi x by L, and we have calculated that the expectation value of p is 0. And in the same problem we have solved the expectation value of p square. We have solved the expectation value of p square as this one. Here the expectation value of p square is h cross square pi square upon l square. So let us substitute these values in this formula. So we get the uncertainty in momentum as expectation value of p square, which is pi square h cross square upon l square, minus expectation value of p, which is 0, and it's square, so it is 0, and it is raised to half. So taking the square root of this term, we get the uncertainty in momentum, which is equal to pi h cross upon l. I hope you understood the problems on this topic which we have right now seen. So just have a recap or revise the things which we have seen. That is, we have seen the wave function in coordinate and momentum representation. Then we have seen some of the problems on it. Then Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, its statement, and one problem on this Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Okay, thank you.